Before the apocalypse hits, you're given 3 choices. Which one will you pick? 1. Unlimited supply of food and drinks. 2. A golden desert eagle, with an endless supply of magazines. 3. A can of hairspray that makes you look incredibly cool. I knew in advance that 3 hours later, the extreme ice apocalypse would arrive. Human living conditions would keep getting worse. The zombie virus was about to break out. Order and rules would gradually collapse. In the apocalypse, food shortage is the top problem. I picked the first option without hesitation. Selection successful. Host has obtained unlimited food. I was thrilled and thought to myself silently, "Give me a Coke with less ice, I'm a bit thirsty." In the blink of an eye, an iced Coke appeared in my hand. I could barely hide my excitement. Oh my God, this is real, that's awesome. The apocalypse is coming soon. The rules of survival are going to change too. I don't have to suffer through those hard days anymore. It's time to live a different life. Starting today, I don't eat beef. System, give me 10 more beef skewers. As I was eating the beef skewers, I got a message from my girlfriend. I got into grad school. We need to get some things straight. Let's break up. You should know. We're not from the same world anymore. You're just a worker making 3,000 yuan a month, and I'm a grad student now. My future is going to be way better. I know this is cruel to you. You paid for my grad school prep these past few years, but I also spent years of my youth on it, right? We're even now. Don't contact me ever again. Let's end it here. Looking at these cold words, I felt a twinge of pain in my heart, but then I felt relieved. I just let out a cold laugh. Ha ha ha! Lin Wanya, you'll regret this. The system notification sounded again. To ensure the host's survival, this system gives check-in rewards at 000 every day. Options include weapons and equipment, supplies, physical enhancements, and more. The host can pick anyone to check in with daily. Right now, I'm super excited for the apocalypse. I was a nobody in the old world, but in the coming apocalypse, I'm going to turn my life around. As I thought that, I happily rode my e-bike back to my rental apartment. While waiting for the elevator, a disgusted voice came from beside me. "Hey, worker, stay away from me. You reek of sweat." I turned around to look. It was Soo-hee in a bank uniform. She was covering her nose, staring at me with full disgust on her face. Soo-hee is my neighbor. I live in 501. She lives in 502 with her new husband, Wang Qiang. They got married a month ago. I saw Soo-hee in a wedding dress from far away back then. I was really blown away by how pretty she was. Her looks and figure are easily a 9 out of 10. Way better than my ex who dumped me. She's also the kind that makes you want to flip. Through Romance of the Three Kingdoms to find chapters about Chow Chow. Seeing Soo-hee right now, a meaningful smile slowly spread across my lips. Soo-hee frowned tightly, looking super annoyed. "Keep staring and I'll gouge your eyes out. I'm already tired enough from working all day. And now I have to smell trash like you after work? So unlucky." Her husband Wang Qiang is a company executive. They both think they're social elites. They look down on workers like me from the bottom of their hearts. The elevator arrived. I walked in. Soo-hee obviously planned to wait for the next one. Right before the elevator doors closed, I suddenly spoke coldly. "If you get hungry, come find me at night, okay?" The second the doors closed, Soo-hee trembled all over. Then she was filled with rage. "Who do you think you are? Go to you for food? Are you insane?" When I got back to my place, I started rummaging through my closet. The extreme ice apocalypse is coming. I need to get my down jacket, bedding, and stuff out first. Loud, rapid knocks came from the door. Soo-hee's yelling came from outside the door. "Hey, worker, explain what you meant by that earlier. Come out! Don't hide inside and stay quiet." "I know you're in there." Just then her husband Wang Qiang opened the door and asked, "What's wrong? Why are you knocking on that worker's door?" "Babe, this worker just hit on me. I'm gonna make sure he can't live here anymore." "This kid's asking for a beating, huh?" "Don't worry, I'll make sure he..." Wang Qiang didn't finish his sentence. He looked up and met my cold, angry gaze. His confidence instantly shrank by more than half. "He looks quite gentle and weak. Well, I've been doing physical work for years, so I'm way more sturdy and strong. If we actually got into a fight, the result would be super obvious." Wang Qiang changed his attitude right away and smiled at me. "Ha ha ha, you're back. Must be tired after working all day, right? Go rest early. Why are you running? Did you not see how he acted just now? Are you scared or something? Honey, you got me wrong. I'm not scared. We're a socially elite family, living a happy and perfect life. Bottom-tier people like him must be jealous of us. Remember the rule, happy people make concessions. We're the ones who are happy. When we run into situations like this, we should back off if we can. I took out all the thick quilts and bedding, then closed the doors and windows tight, and quietly waited for the apocalypse to come that night. A cold gust of wind suddenly seeped into the originally stuffy air. Large goose feather snowflakes gradually started falling from the sky. Right after that, the snow poured down like crazy. In just half an hour, the temperature plummeted from 30 degrees to 0, and it was still dropping. At the same time, I felt a rush of joy in my heart. It's 12 midnight. Today's check-in reward options are as follows. First, 10,000 sets of thermal wear made of special material. Can resist extreme cold as low as -100 degrees. Second, wireless battery packs, compatible with all electronic devices. Third, a 10,000 TB USB flash drive that contains all movies and TV shows around the world and other content you want to watch. Fourth, hammy melons from Sheungjiang area that cause diabetes if you eat them. I thought for a moment and chose the first option. The temperature is dropping way too fast. Staying warm is the top priority. By the way, is the system messing with me? How come for 2 days in a row? The last option is this ridiculous. After making the choice, I focused my thoughts, and a set of black thermal wear appeared in my hand. The fabric is really special. It's as comfortable as pure cotton, and as soft as cashmere. My eyes lit up after I put it on. This clothing doesn't just keep out the cold. It can also generate heat on its own. Even my exposed face, hands, and feet don't feel cold at all. It feels almost like spring overall. Food and warmth issues are all sorted out. I sat by the window at ease, watching the heavy snow paint the whole city silvery white. Suddenly a scream came from downstairs. I hurried over to take a closer look. The scene in front of me shocked me greatly. There was a cut splitting open on a young man's face. All of his exposed skin was covered with similar cracks. The people around panicked and scattered. But in less than half a minute, the man's eyes widened. He fell to the ground and couldn't get up, and stopped breathing completely. This wasn't an isolated case. Soon more and more people found that cracks also appeared on their own bodies. The whole neighborhood fell into chaos right away. I frowned tightly and stared closely at those people with cracks on their bodies. All of them were playing with snow outside just now. Is this snow poisonous? Cracks appear less than 5 minutes after touching it, and you die within half a minute. I just wonder if the toxin in the blood is contagious. I couldn't help but gasp. That's pretty brutal. In just this short while, more than a dozen people downstairs have already died. I turned on my phone to check the news. Is the snow poisonous and related hashtags quickly topped the hot search list? The neighborhood owner group chat was also in total chaos. Is anyone there? Please save my kid. What's wrong with the world? The disaster outside is only temporary. I believe we will be rescued. Anyone has mineral water and food, I'll pay a really high price for it. People with sense already realize this is not a disaster that will pass easily. It's only been an hour since it started snowing, and the snow is already half a meter deep, and there's no sign of it stopping at all. I checked the doors and windows to make sure no snow can drift inside. Then I went to sleep without worry. 8 o'clock the next morning, I woke up on time. I walked to the window and looked outside. I couldn't help but feel shocked. Those bodies from yesterday were completely covered by snow. The snow pile is already taller than the first floor. The temperature also dropped to -30 degrees. The only comforting thing is that the snow has stopped for now. No idea when the next snowfall will hit. Check the facilities inside the house. Just as I expected. Power, water, and gas are all cut off. The freezing cold alone is already terrifying enough. Now we lose power on top of that. In this bone-chilling cold, people can only hold on with the down jackets they're wearing. But how many people can actually tough it out? I'm afraid a lot of people will freeze to death today. I'm not panicking at all. I'm eating hot pot at home and sipping hot tea. Also scrolling through messages in the homeowners group chat after a whole night of suffering. A lot of people in the group went quiet. No idea if they got blood poisoning or what. Only a handful of SOS messages are left, but clearly no one is paying attention. For the whole rest of the day, I didn't step outside at all. When it hit 12 midnight, the new check-in time arrived. Today's check-in reward options are as follows. 1 Golden Desert Eagle pistol, equipped with an infinite magazine. 2. Plunge 5 levels to your power rank. 3. Vault a sled that can glide over ice and snow, with unobstructed passage. 4. A can of soda that makes you burp non-stop after drinking. The fourth option is still so ridiculous. I really want that Golden Desert Eagle, but I ended up picking the second option. Judging from this check-in, It looks like rewards might show up repeatedly, so there's no need to rush. I can just pick it when it pops up next time. As for this power level up option, it's pretty sci-fi, honestly. After I confirmed the selection, I suddenly felt inside my body a surge of powerful energy rushing out. I punched the solid wood dining table. The corner of the table shattered instantly. I'm very pleased with that. The power boost covers all aspects, including strength. After throwing that punch, my hand doesn't even hurt at all. Another 3 days passed. I still didn't go outside. The heavy snow outside falls on and off. The snow is almost up to my apartment window, and I finally got it to pop up again. The Golden Desert Eagle. I've been wanting so bad. I also got the sharpshooter talent skill that never misses. For the third reward, I picked the constant temperature stove. This thing looks like a lotus flower. It's only the size of a palm. It emits a faint blue light. No charging needed. No fuel required either. It has its own sufficient power supply. The function of the constant temperature stove is that when placed indoors, it can ensure the temperature within 3 meters around it stays at a constant 26 degrees Celsius. The downside is it can't work through walls. Come on, who needs 10,000 of these? Just put a few around the house and it's all warm. I'm a little speechless. Does this thing make my thermal underwear look a little unnecessary? But with this thing, I can finally take a shower at home. The unlimited food supply I picked on the first day already includes hot water. My phone has a little battery left at this point. I noticed someone in the homeowners group has proposed trading supplies in the underground garage. That's actually a smart move. Even though the underground garage is connected to the outside, all the entrances and exits are blocked by snow. You can get down there from every building via the emergency exit. Staying at home eating and drinking all day is pretty boring. I decided to go down and check it out. The underground garage was already packed with people. I did a rough estimate. There are 15 buildings in the whole complex. Over 3,700 people total. Only around 600 people showed up at the garage. That means it's only been 5 days. So many people in the complex are already gone. Wait, it's not all because of the snow, though. The snow started falling late at night. Most people didn't get exposed to it. A lot of people probably still have food stockpiled at home. They don't need to come out to trade for stuff yet. Cell phones for bottled water, cigarettes for instant noodles, chicken drumsticks for fever reducers. Most people are trading for food and water. A few are looking for medicine to treat their sick family members. After all, the temperature dropped suddenly. A lot of people caught colds. Even though most of the bottled water is frozen solid, it's still drinkable once you thaw it a little. That's when I saw Wang Qiang and Su He, the couple. There's some gold and silver jewelry laid out in front of them. Looks like to stay alive. Su He even took out her dowry. But it's been days since the apocalypse started. Everyone knows gold and silver are totally useless now. In the old world, you couldn't get anywhere without money. But in this world, no matter if you have money or not, no one even spares them a second glance. Su He looked up and saw me smiling at her. She couldn't help but remember the words I said to her in the elevator that day. If you're hungry, come find me at night. Could it be? He knew there would be a heavy snow ages ago. I didn't go over there. I kept wandering around when suddenly I saw a woman as pretty and fit as Su He. My eyes lit up immediately. This woman was huddled alone in the corner. In front of her were luxury bags, cosmetics, and stuff like that. Just like Su He and the others. No one paid them any attention. I was observing the scene on one hand, and eavesdropping on other people's conversations on the other. I sorted out a few useful bits of info. First off, the toxin in blood only spreads through skin contact. It doesn't transmit through air. That's kind of good news, I guess. Otherwise, who would dare open the door for fresh air? Second, some people were so hungry they couldn't take it anymore, and gave it a bold try. As long as your skin doesn't touch blood directly, you can move around where the snow isn't too deep. The only problem is the snow on the neighborhood roads is too deep now. It's over 3 meters deep everywhere. There's no way people can walk out to find supplies. Of course, lots of people were talking about using tools they have at home to modify their vehicles, to see if they can drive out of here. I think that's total nonsense. The snow is so thick right now, even an excavator would struggle to drive through it, let alone regular cars. This just shows how short people are running on supplies at this point. The third piece of news made me a little worried. All the people who died from the poison have grayish-white pupils. Everyone is frozen solid in extremely twisted poses. They look super scary. Wait, won't all these people turn into zombies later? The more I thought about it, the more possible it seemed. Once the weather warms up and these corpses thaw out, there's a high chance they'll come back to life. Looks like if I see options that can boost my strength later, I should just pick them straight away. The stronger I am, the higher my chance of surviving will be. Just then, Sister Lu leaned over to me and said in a low voice, "Hey, handsome. All these bags are expensive designer brands I bought for a fortune. Can I trade them for some food? These things are useless right now. Got anything more practical?" Sister Lu's face froze instantly. She knew perfectly well in her heart, designer bags are worth nothing at a time like this. Everyone is wrapped up tight and starving. Who cares about dressing up anymore? She lives alone and has no one to rely on. At a cruel time like this, the only thing she has that's worth anything is probably herself. But she wasn't willing to go that far so easily. "How about this then?" Sister Lu hesitated for a while and pulled a black plastic bag out of her pocket. I took it, and it felt pretty heavy in my hand. I opened it up to take a look. Everything inside was neatly arranged. All kinds of power banks. You call me handsome to my face, but you're just treating me like a charging station, aren't you? They're all fully charged. You can use them anytime. Take them back. I tossed the plastic bag back to her. Actually, I wanted to turn her down straight away at first, but I decided to play the long game instead. So I pulled out another thing from my pocket, a loaf of bread, and waved it in front of her eyes. "If you want food, come to my place. We're all adults here. You know what I mean?" I gave her a meaningful look after saying that, and turned around to walk away. Sister Lu bit her lip, struggling internally. If this was before, I wouldn't even glance at guys like him. Who would have thought I'd have to go find him now? Even though I'm furious, what else can I do? He has food. I kept wandering around looking for my next target. Not even 2 minutes later, 3 buff guys suddenly rushed out of the emergency exit of Building 7, carrying kitchen knives in their hands. The leader, Brother Long, had a tough thug look. You could tell he was bad news just by looking at him. "Let's go, boys." He charged first towards the nearest stall. The stall owner was a grandma in her 70s. There was a can of elderly milk powder on her stall. Brother Long snatched it right away. "Give it back to me." "That's mine." The grandma grabbed Brother Long's arm, trying to get the milk powder back. It was her only hope to trade for food. A cold glint flashed in Brother Long's eyes. He raised the kitchen knife and chopped down. The grandma fell down without making a sound. He killed someone. I don't know who screamed that he killed someone. The crowd exploded instantly and scattered in a panic. I wasn't panicking at all. I picked the physical strength boost option from check-in before. These guys are no match for me, but I don't feel like sticking my nose into other people's business either. I just slowly walked home with the crowd. So many days have passed. Order's finally starting to fall apart. When it comes to survival, all kindness and humanity goes out the window. Today marks the start of the chaos. "What are you zoning out for? Keep looting." Brother Long roared. His 2 underlings plucked up courage and started slashing around to rob people. Luchai saw this and ran home as fast as she could. She didn't even bother to pick up the designer bag on the ground. She didn't notice her ID card had fallen either. Wang Qiang dragged Su-he and ran like crazy, but the 2 spoiled people got knocked over really quick. Honey! Su-he's legs went weak from fear. She couldn't stand up at all. "Babe, get up quick." Wang Qiang tried to pull her up, but he was too hungry to have any strength either. Seeing Brother Long charging over with a knife, Wang Qiang yelled in a hurry. "Babe, wait for me!" "I'll go get help." He let go of her and ran right away, without even looking back. Su-he was stunned. She never thought her new husband would just abandon her like that, seeing the thug getting closer. She was so scared she started crying. I walked over and pulled her up immediately. She's my target after all. I can't let her die just like that. Feeling the strength from my arm, Su-he looked up and saw it was me. She felt a jolt in her heart. Meanwhile, Brother Long and his crew were still attacking wildly, until everyone in the garage ran away. They finally stopped. The 2 underlings looted the area quickly. They got a lot of food. Their plan was pretty simple. Charge down suddenly to rob people. Everyone would definitely run away, scared. They wouldn't have time to take their stuff from the stalls, so all that stuff would be theirs. That's human nature in the apocalypse. Everyone's scared of getting hurt. No one dares to fight back. That's how 3 of them scared hundreds of people. Brother Long did a rough count. The looted food was enough for a few days. But things would get tricky after that. These people probably won't dare come out again. We'll have to pry doors open to get more food. Just then, one underling ran over holding an ID card. "Boss, I found something good." "Oh, it's a pretty woman. ID photos don't lie. This girl's name is Luji. She's a total stunner. Too bad we don't know which building and unit she lives in. Boss, if we catch her, can I get a piece too?" "Relax, I'm always generous to my brothers." But no rush. Let's get the food we have back first. After I brought Suhi back, I blocked the emergency exit door first. Then I went back to the third floor of Building 5. Only when she saw her front door, Suhi finally managed to stand steady. She shook off my hand roughly, rushed up and banged on the door. Wang Qiang opened the door. Are you even a man? You left your wife and ran for your life when we were in danger. You even have the nerve to lock the door. Her voice was hoarse, almost hysterical. I smiled, opened my own door, leaned against the doorframe to watch the show. Wang Qiang, who was hiding in the house shaking, heard the noise. He nervously looked through the peephole. Only when he saw it was just Suhi and me did he dare open the door. Xiaohe, you're okay. Come in quick or those thugs will come back. Wang Qiang, what kind of man are you? What did you promise when we got married? You ditched me the second danger showed up. I must have been blind to marry you, seeing me standing there watching the fun. Wang Qiang's face turned ugly. Xiaohe, listen to me. I wasn't scared. I really went to get help, but no one wanted to help. I had no choice. I ran back to get tools. I was gonna come save you. You have to believe me. Then why did you lock the door? Wang Qiang was instantly speechless. Suhi kept crying and yelling. All the food and drinks at home are gone. I lost my gold bracelet just now too. What are we gonna do from now on? I'm still so young. Am I supposed to starve to death with you? The more she talked, the more desperate she got. She burst into tears. Suhi was more helpless than ever right now. Wang Qiao had no clue what to do either. Even though he thought he was an elite member of society, making hundreds of thousands a year, he was totally useless in this situation. Suddenly, Wang Qiang looked over at me who was watching the show. He finally realized something was off. Why does this guy look so healthy? He doesn't look like he's gone hungry at all. Hey, buddy, do you have any food left at home? Yeah, quite a lot, actually. That's great. Can you spare some for us? Of course not. I pull a can out of my pocket of Coke, crack it open and take a sip. I burp happily, totally satisfied. Iced Coke tastes so good even in winter. Wang Qiang and his wife are so mad their eyes are almost popping out. Looking at the two of them, I can't help but find this hilarious. You ignored me like I was nothing before the apocalypse. Now I'm way out of your league. Wang Qiang forces a flattering smile. We're neighbors after all. A close neighbor is better than a distant relative, right? If you're willing to share some food with us. Once the disaster's over, I'll get you a job at my company. I'll pay you 6,000 yuan a month. No, 8,000 yuan a month. Hearing that, I burst out laughing. This guy still has no clue what reality is like now. I take out a piece of fried chicken and take a bite. Nothing hits better than Coke with fried chicken. The couple froze right on the spot, staring hard at the fried chicken in my hand. Suhi begs desperately, what if we pay you for the food? Is that okay? Do you two even have any idea what's going on outside right now? Then what exactly do you want? To share some food with us? I thought for a second, and my gaze landed on Suhi. All right, my place has been super messy these days. I need someone to clean it up. I can hire sister-in-law to be my maid. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day, taking care of all my daily needs. As for payment, I'll cover her 3 meals a day, and she can take 1 piece of bread and a bottle of water home every day. What do you say? That's way too much. Why would I clean your house for you? I'm a social elite. You're just a delivery guy, asking me to be your maid. Are you kidding me? No way in hell. Hey, what do you think of this? Your sister-in-law and I will clean for you together. We'll make sure it's spotless. Other men are not welcome in my home. If you're not happy with that, fine by me. Then I shut the door right in their faces. It's not like I care. I've got food, drinks, and heating. I've got all the time in the world to wait them out. That night, I suddenly wanted to eat hot pot. So I cooked a big pot with beef, lamb, crayfish, everything. Meanwhile, Wang Qiang and his wife in room 302 were dead silent. They had run out of all edible food ages ago. They were so hungry they couldn't sleep at all. What the hell? Why do I smell hot pot in the air? Am I hallucinating from hunger? The two looked at each other. They were already so hungry their stomachs were touching their spines. Now that the smell hit them, they felt even more miserable. Wang Qiang quietly opened the door and finally confirmed that the hot pot smell was definitely coming from my apartment. He immediately started scheming. Honey, maybe you should go help him out, yeah? Wang Qiang, do you even hear what you're saying? You left me behind to save yourself this morning, and now you want me to go to another man's place alone. Haha, calm down, okay? You're just going there to clean. If he tries anything funny, you just yell as loud as you can. I'll hear you and rush right in to save you. Suhi didn't have the energy to argue anymore. The coldness in her heart was worse than the cold on her body. Thinking back to the old days, her husband had a good social status, was gentle and refined, thoughtful and considerate. He was the perfect husband in the eyes of all friends and family. But when the disaster actually hit, she finally saw Wang Qiang's true colors, cowardly and unfeeling, just for a bite of food. He was even willing to send his own wife away. Worse still, he always tries to wrap himself up in a layer of fake hypocrisy. Seeing his wife's reaction, Wang Qiang hurried to explain. That's not what I meant. You have to believe me. Remember the happy person concession principle I told you about. We are happy people. If we just take a small step back enough to send your own wife to another man. Stop pretending you're just a coward. If you were actually capable, you'd go out and grab some food instead of sitting here spouting all this nonsense to me. That's not it, honey. Let me explain. No need to explain. I'll go stay with him. Wang Qiang reached out to grab his wife, but stopped mid-movement. Soo-hee saw her husband had no intention of stopping her at all. Her heart completely sank. I was in the room wolfing down meat and drinking iced beer. I heard a knock on the door. I looked through the peephole and saw it was Soo-hee. A faint, enigmatic smile tugged at the corner of my mouth. I opened the door. I'm here to be your maid. The rich aroma of hot pot hit her nose right away and slowly revived her already frozen heart. Maybe sticking with him is actually a way out. At least I can survive. But that's really weird. It's so freezing cold outside. Why is he wearing so little? Isn't he cold at all? I glanced at Su-hei, then peeked at Wang Qiang, who stood behind looking totally conflicted. I tossed the latter a loaf of bread and a bottle of water. Wang Qiang caught them with a delighted look on his face. He didn't even think twice, tore open the package and started shoveling food into his mouth. Come on in, sister-in-law. Soo-hee looked at the steaming hot pot in the living room. She couldn't hold on any longer and walked inside. Don't worry, Xiaohe. Just holler if you need anything. The front door slammed shut right away. Wang Qiang's words cut off abruptly. Soo-hee was stunned the second she stepped inside. It felt like she jumped straight from winter to summer. Why is his place so warm? The power is obviously out for everyone. I haven't eaten anything for 2 days. Can I eat something first, please? I smiled coldly. Forgot your place already. Call me master. Soo-hee got furious immediately. She was just about to blow up when a sharp cramp hit her stomach. She thought about how her husband got the bread and didn't even offer her a single bite. Her eyes welled up with tears again. I used to be part of the elite class, for God's sake. And now I have to call some lowlife master. But what else can I do? Master. I nodded and tossed her a sheet of paper. This is the maid code. Follow it properly. Soo-hee picked it up confusedly. Her eyes immediately went wide. Maid code. 1. The maid must wear the designated maid uniform at home. Violators will go without food for 1 day. 2. Whatever the master says is an order. Talking back will get you fired immediately. 3. Greet the master with a bow when he comes home. Violators will go without food for 1 day. That's way too much. You're insulting me. I'm going back. I stared at her coldly, pulled out a golden desert eagle, and pointed the gun at her back. People who don't follow orders, staying outside my home, will be a threat sooner or later. So there's no need to keep them alive. Soo-hee walked to the door, but her hand froze. Outside the door, beyond the range of the constant temperature heater, freezing cold bit at her again. She gave in. She didn't want to go back to that freezing home, didn't want to face her useless husband, and didn't want to starve ever again. Soo-hee finally convinced herself and knelt straight down. Master, I was wrong. Since you've decided to stay, follow the rules properly. Since this is your first mistake, I'll let it slide this time. Brat, don't you ever let me get the upper hand, or I'll make you pay dearly for crossing me. An hour later, I was full from eating and drinking. I looked at the beautiful woman in front of me and tried my best to hold back my impulses. There will be plenty of chances later anyway. No need to rush things. Then I went to the bathroom and prepared hot water and told Soo-hee to go wash up by herself. I went back to the living room. I couldn't help but sigh. This is the life people are supposed to live. No wonder he's the best one in Wudong. The feeling Soo-hee gives me is exactly as Jieqian Jushi said, very smooth. Totally different from Lin Wanyue back then, who looked at me with disgust and kicked me away without a second thought. Soo-hee thought back on what just happened and felt like crying again. But she still quietly walked to the dining table and ate up all the leftover hot pot I had. The long-lost feeling of fullness finally came back, and most of her resistance faded away with it. She started cleaning the room, strictly following the maid code. After she finished cleaning everything, she curled up on the sofa and fell asleep. She figured it out. There's food and it's warm here. It's literally like heaven. As for dignity, it's worth nothing compared to survival. Staying alive is the most important thing. The only thing she couldn't figure out was, where the hell is the food hidden? The kitchen and the fridge are both empty. Could it be in the bedroom? But he doesn't dare step into my bedroom at all. It's so comfortable out here. No need to take that risk. 010, rewards are credited again. Today's check-in optional rewards are as follows. 1. Nuclear power generator, provides unlimited energy. 2. Combat maid function unlocked. 3. 1,000 high explosive grenades. 4. A pair of never stinky socks. I do want the high explosive grenades. But given the current situation, having a pistol is already enough for me. High explosive grenades are just redundant right now. I can pick them later when they show up again. Combat maid, what's that? Out of curiosity, I chose the second option. After I confirmed the selection, a new tab popped up on the system panel. I clicked it. Suhee's information was clearly displayed. Name, Suhe. Measurements, 34C 2436. System score, 82. Current level, level 1. Maid outfit, 5'5". I stroked my chin, lost in thought. All the other entries are easy to understand. But what does the maid outfit refer to? Definitely not the kind I cut out myself. It must be a system prop. The way to level up the maid is pretty special. Similar to the Prince's Q skill in the game, it can add EXP to the maid. You can level her up once the EXP bar is full. The maid's maximum level is half of the host's level. That means right now, through hard work, I can level Suhee up to level 3 at most. The +5 level I got from the system has already fully improved my physical fitness. It's a full buff, yeah. Yep, as for leveling up Suhee, I'm pretty confident about it. Wangkyo tossed and turned all night. He couldn't fall asleep at all. The sounds from next door kept ringing in his head. He wanted to lose his temper but didn't dare. After all, he was the one who pushed his wife out. 8 a.m. Wangkyo had heavy dark circles under his eyes. He couldn't help knocking on my door. I opened the door, still half asleep. I want to ask how Xiaohe is doing. She stayed at your place the whole night. Shouldn't she come home now? Wang Qiang glanced into the living room at a glance and saw his wife in a maid outfit. Jealousy and anger almost exploded in his chest, but he still held it back. I smacked my forehead and said, "Oh, look how forgetful I am." Sister-in-law is super capable. She cleaned my place spotless. I'm really satisfied with her work. Then I turned to look at Suhee. You've been busy all night. You must be tired. Go back and rest first. The kitchen and bathroom haven't been cleaned yet. I'm not going back today, honey. It's cold outside. You should go home quickly. I smiled slightly. I was very satisfied with her answer. Wang Qiang was totally furious. He stared daggers at his wife. He was almost about to blow up. But the next second, I tossed out a loaf of bread and a bottle of mineral water. This is today's ration. Thanks, since she hasn't finished cleaning yet. Then Xiaohe can stay and keep working. I won't bother you two. See that? Your husband didn't come here for you at all. He only came for food. Suhee felt a little sad, but not as intense as she imagined. It seemed like she was gradually getting used to staying at my place. Wang Qiang got home. His eyes turned extremely vicious. The way Suhee acted just now, obviously she already fell for that guy. That's so infuriating. I bet you've wanted to go there for ages, huh? No way. I have to find a way to take all his food. A lot of survivors from Building 5 gathered in the emergency exit passage. Wang Qiang felt a chill run down his spine when he saw this. There are less than 100 people alive in the whole building. The rest mostly froze to death, starved to death, or died from poisoning. Everyone, the situation is really tough right now. I think we should all stick together. Yesterday, the whole neighborhood went to the underground garage for the trade fair, but we got robbed by Brother Long and his gang. So now no one dares to go to the garage anymore. Our life will only get harder. So I suggest all of us who are still alive should form an alliance, share resources, share benefits together, and deal with the crisis together. Cut the empty talk. We're all starving here. How are we supposed to share resources? I think the first thing we need to do right now is send one young adult from each family to form a guard team. Start from room 101 on the first floor. Knock on doors house to collect supplies. Take all supplies from homes with no survivors. Brother Long's crew even dare to kill people. We can't just sit around and wait to die. The garage security door alone won't stop them. So we have to work as a group when collecting supplies. Even if we run into Brother Long, we don't need to be scared. There's only 3 of them. We've got over 10 people. Why would we be afraid of them? Then how do we split the supplies we collect? Everyone who joins the guard team splits the supplies equally. But I don't have any young adults in my family. My husband probably got poisoned and died outside a long time ago. It's just me and my daughter left at home now. Yeah, I think this distribution is unfair. Me and my old lady are both over 60. Our hands and feet aren't as nimble as they used to be. We even have trouble moving around. What are we supposed to do then? It'd be best if the supplies you grab get shared a little with every household. Seniors get priority. A cruel look flashed across Wang Qiang's eyes. This old hag wants free food and drinks for nothing. Before he could finish speaking, a middle-aged man got annoyed. Who cares if you live or die? Just do what Wang Qiang said. Whoever contributes gets food. If you want to live, you better listen up. If you behave well, maybe I'll even give you a little something. Those who don't want to contribute anything, face the consequences yourself. Wang Qiang silently praised him in his heart, but as soon as those words came out, the whole place immediately descended into chaos. Sounds of accusations erupted everywhere. The middle-aged man's face darkened. Suddenly he grabbed the middle-aged woman, who was yelling the loudest, by her head. Slamming her head against the wall over and over, snowflakes flew everywhere. Days of survival stress finally turned into violence at this moment. The man had a ferocious look on his face. Beat the woman to death right there in front of everyone. Everyone was horrified by the sight in front of them. Over a dozen men exchanged looks with each other, as if some kind of restraint had been lifted. Pandora's box was now completely open. Brothers, get these people under control. Keep the useful ones. Kick out everyone who doesn't cooperate. Don't get in the way here. Wang Qiang was completely stunned. How did things get to this point? According to his plan, after forming the guard team, he could threaten me into handing over the food. That way he could also save his wife. He ultimately underestimated the ugliness of human nature. With his cowardly personality, he could only run away in a panic right now, scrambling and crawling all the way back home to hide. Master, it sounds like there's a fight outside. Is something wrong? Don't worry about all that. Just focus on doing what you're supposed to do. You don't need to worry about anything else. The purge operation in Building 5 has begun, but this isn't an isolated case. The man just now set an example for all. The men in Jiayuan community. Men in other buildings also started to team up, searching for food house by house. The scene was total chaos. Liu Jie lives alone in room 403, Building 3. She's a female streamer. She loves eating snacks normally. She has a lot stored at home, so she's been able to hold out longer than everyone else. But now Liu Jie's doomsday is fast approaching. There's also a team of over 20 men in Building 3, knocking on doors house to house right now. You can imagine how that goes. Through the peephole, Liu Jie saw the door of room 401 getting pried open. Her neighbor's screams made her shake all over. Liu Jie thinks she's way prettier than that woman next door. If these men find her, her fate will probably be even worse. Suddenly Liu Jie remembered the man she met in the underground parking garage yesterday. He said he lives in room 301, Building 5. She has to find a way to ask him for help. Seeing the chaos outside, they'll knock on her door any minute now. Liu Jie immediately ran to the balcony. Luckily, it's not snowing today. She carefully cleared the snow off the window, quickly opened the window, leaned her body outside. Building 3 where she lives isn't far from Building 5. The two buildings are only just over 20 meters apart. And looking out from the window, she can see my balcony perfectly. She didn't even think about it. Grabbed all the bottles and jars at home and threw them outside, trying to get my attention by hitting the window. But she's not very strong, and her aim is bad too. She threw several times and missed every time. She was getting more and more anxious. Finally, a bottle of skincare product hit the glass accurately. It didn't shatter, but it made a loud crashing noise. I was explaining precautions to Sue and the maid. When I noticed the commotion, walked to the balcony. I frown and look outside, and see Liu Jie waving at me. Come save me quick. They're about to break in. Wait, why do I hear a woman's voice? The man in 401 stands up confused. A buff man on the sofa has a cigarette in his mouth. He turns to the door with a gloomy look. Boss, the sound seems to come from this floor. The man's last name is Lin. Lin Hao is basically the leader of Building 3. The sound is coming from 403. There's a woman in that room. Lin Hao waves his hand and leads his men to the door of 403. Soon there's a knock on the door. Liu Jie gets even more scared and hurries to yell at me. They're here, please, I beg you. I look completely unmoved. I cross my arms and smile faintly. Just for you. Do you know what price you have to pay? Liu Jie freezes. Her eyes turn red. As long as you can save me. I'm willing to be your girlfriend. I don't need a girlfriend. Liuji is speechless for a moment. Just then, Soo-hee in a custom-made outfit slowly walks to my feet. This scene completely shocks Liuji. Looking at Soo-hee's outfit, Liuji is totally stunned. Isn't she cold? Is she some kind of superhuman? I smile and gently stroke Soo-hee's hair. Then look at Liuji. I can save you. The terms are the same as hers. Right. Then the door is pried open. Lin Hao bursts in with his men. He spots Liu Jie leaning on the balcony begging for help at first glance. The room is plastered with Liu Jie's posters and photos. Her stunning looks and great figure make everyone excited. Stay away from me. Relax, I'll let them take good care of you. I promise, I'll do anything you want. Even being like her is okay. If I stay with this man, I might only have to deal with him alone. If I get caught by these men in the building, who knows how many people I'll have to deal with. Lin Hao looks confused and walks quickly towards Liu Jie. Who are you begging for help? Before his hand can even touch Liu Jie, he looks across to the other building in horror and sees a young man climb onto the windowsill, getting ready to jump. The next second, there's a loud boom. I leap out suddenly, soaring over the open space between the two buildings, heading straight for the balcony of 403. Lin Hao is stunned, and right after that, a size 44-foot slams hard into his face. The fierce force kicks him flying on the spot, and he knocks down several other people. I land steadily on my feet. I'm also a little surprised in my head. I'm only level 6 and I'm already this strong. I just had a sudden hunch I could jump over. I didn't think I'd actually pull it off. The system really is something else. That's over 20 meters for crying out loud. I'm basically a flying man now. Luji's brain almost stops working. She stares blankly at me standing in front of her. How did you get over here? Lin Hao struggles to get up and looks at me with some fear. But when he remembers he has over 20 men with him, all carrying knives, he gains a little more confidence. Hey kid, you want to play hero saving the beauty. Take a look at how many people we have first. Just put your hands up and surrender. At his order, all these men pull out their weapons like kitchen knives and fruit knives, getting ready to rush at me. Perfect timing. I can test exactly how strong I am now. I grin viciously and lick the corner of my mouth. I don't plan on using my gun. I clench my fist and punch the closest guy. Lin Hao's jaw almost drops to the floor. This isn't just a superhuman. This destructive power is insane. Liu Ji's eyes roll back, and she faints. I also look at my fist in slight shock. Then I pick up the kitchen knife the guy dropped and smile coldly at them. Hey guys, your delivery's here. I'll send you on your way right now. My words sound like a demon's whisper right now. I don't know who yelled first. This newly formed group instantly falls apart. They all rush towards the door. Ling Hao runs the fastest, but there's over 20 people squeezing through one small door. There's no way they can escape that easily. The scene is total chaos. I don't care about any of that. Only half of them manage to escape. I walk out of 403 and see the hallway is completely empty. Then I throw the blunted kitchen knife aside. The door of apartment 401 was wide open. That dying woman struggled to drag herself to the door. She called for help to me with great difficulty. I turned my head to look over. This woman was a little above average in looks. She looked like she was in her 30s or 40s. If she hadn't run into this disaster, she would have been quite charming. Too bad she was already on the verge of death. This might be her last surge of energy before death. Please, my daughter. The woman looked at me. There was a glimmer of hope in her eyes. Not interested. With that, I was ready to leave. The light in the woman's eyes faded quickly. She lifted her head and slammed it hard against the floor. Life was slipping away from her body. The few words she struggled to spit out made me pause in my steps. Yangcheng, University of Science and Technology. Before she could finish her sentence, she breathed her last. Jiangcheng University of Science and Technology. I squinted slightly. This actually piqued my interest, because my ex-girlfriend Liu Ruyan also went to that school. I glanced at the woman's corpse, sighed, and walked into her apartment. Her husband had long been lying in a pool of blood. His eyes were wide open. I quickly found a family photo of the three of them. My eyes lit up instantly. The woman's daughter was really pretty. She was full of youthful energy. She had 2 little dimples when she smiled. I bet she's at least Campus Belle level. She's probably even hotter than Soo-hee. She'd make a perfect maid. I also found out the girl's name is Chen Yungshi. 19 years old, sophomore at the School of Communication, Jiangcheng University of Science and Technology. Great, when I can get out of here. I'll go visit Jiangcheng University of Science and Technology. Hope she's not dead yet. And you too, Liu Ruyan. You better stay alive too. I put away Chen Yongxi's photo and went back to apartment 403. I woke Liu Jai up with a pat. Liu Jai opened his eyes groggily. The first thing he saw was me, covered in blood, and the living room that looked like hell. Ah, I slapped him across the face. Stop yelling, you're too loud. That was when Liu Ji fully woke up. He looked at me with a hint of fear. His whole body was shaking. Let's go, come back with me. I stood up and walked outside. Liu Jai looked at the room full of corpses, felt sick and his legs went weak. But I had already left the apartment, so he panicked and crawled outside on all fours. He couldn't stay here any longer. He had to follow me. This time, I didn't choose to jump off the building. I took the stairs like a normal person. I planned to go back through the underground garage. After going out, Liu Ji also saw the corpse of the woman from apartment 401. A twinge of sadness crossed his mind. In the apocalypse, women only have two endings. Either attach themselves to a powerful man, or get tortured by a group of men. There's no other option. The so-called dignity, chastity, morals are all useless in the face of power. Thinking of this, Liu Jai was glad he chose to follow me. Otherwise, his end would be way worse than this woman's. For a moment, he suddenly figured out a lot of things, and he got his strength back. He quickly sped up to catch up with me. We just walked into the underground garage. When we heard people talking, these people are pretty smart. They even formed teams in every building. We didn't manage to rob a single household because of that. Brother Long touched the bruise on his forehead. Looking really unlucky, he just took 2 of his brothers to rob another building and ran into a counterattack from over a dozen people there. He almost didn't get away alive. He had no idea that he was the one who started killing and robbing first, which made everyone else follow his example, leading to the current situation. Boss, what do we do next? How the hell should I know? He really had no idea what to do. Now Building 7 where he lived was also showing signs of forming a union, which would make the 3 of them easy targets. Zhang Peng wanted to say something else, when he suddenly heard footsteps. He immediately looked over alertly. Who's there? Just passing through. I had obviously seen them too and said calmly. Liu Jai recognized them and quickly hid behind me. He was scared of being spotted. Passing through? Who in the entire neighborhood hasn't heard of our gang now? You've got some real guts, kid. Boss, that's the woman from the ID card. It's really her. Haha, what a coincidence. We've been looking for food all day. Didn't expect to run into a total babe here. We're pretty lucky, huh? Saying that, the 3 of them surrounded us. Liu Jai was terrified. She immediately hid behind me. Don't hide, pretty girl. Let your big bro take a good look at you. Brother Long reached out to grab Liu Ji's face. It seemed he completely ignored my existence. I smacked his hand away with a deadpan expression. Are you blind? Can't you see a man is standing right here? Brother Long flinched and pulled his hand back in pain. Only then did he size me up carefully. Even though I'm tall and well-built, the 3 of them didn't take me seriously at all. Jiang Peng noticed the bloodstains on my clothes. He frowned and sensed something was off, but he didn't say anything more. They could kill people themselves, so other people obviously could too. Hey kid, I'm in a good mood today. Don't feel like killing anyone. Be smart. Hand the girl over, and I'll spare your life. I'm in a hurry. If you insist on seeking death, don't blame me for what happens next. Right after that, I kicked out extremely fast. 3 crisp cracking sounds came one after another. A second later, Brother Long and the 2 others felt sharp pain. All of them grabbed their crotches, fell to their knees, and broke out in cold sweat. Asshole, you don't play by the rules. It hurts like hell. Did it break? Liu Jai's eyes were practically sparkling with admiration. He really is so badass. I turned to look at her, then pulled a golden desert eagle out of my pocket and handed it to her. Go finish them off. Liu Gai froze. She could probably kill a chicken or duck easily, but killing 3 grown men, that's just making things hard for her. Hurry up. If you want to be my maid, you have to know how to kill people. I don't keep useless people around. After saying that, I shoved the gun into her hand. The golden desert eagle felt a little heavy in her hand. The cold metal touch made Liu Ji realize immediately. This wasn't a toy, it was a real gun. Point the muzzle at the person. Put your index finger on the trigger. I guided her patiently. Liu Ji looked totally reluctant, but when she met my sharp gaze, she didn't dare to argue back. When Brother Long saw Liu Ji pointing a gun at him, he thought it was a toy. He couldn't help sneering. Who are you trying to scare? I didn't grow up scared of crap. I'll remember you. Kill me if you've got the guts. Otherwise, I'll show you what I'm capable of. Liu Jai was stunned for a second. The fear in her heart suddenly vanished. It was replaced by intense anger. I whispered in her ear, "This guy is a total scumbag." Shoot. Liuji clenched her teeth hard. She almost bit her lip till it bled. Even though she was furious, when it came to actually killing someone, she still hesitated. "Ha ha ha! Go on, shoot! You don't dare, right? Don't be scared, I've got a gun too. I'll let you have a good look later." Suddenly, Liuji's finger moved, and she pulled the trigger. The loud gunshot echoed through the underground garage. Brother Long's head exploded instantly. Zhang Peng and the other underling were scared out of their wits. They ignored the pain and scrambled to escape. Liu Jai stared blankly at the corpse in front of her, her hand shaking uncontrollably. Then she remembered the woman from room 401. That woman had no ability to fight back and was tortured to death by a group of men. Since the man in front of her had given her the power to resist, she had to master it as soon as possible. Otherwise, she would end up just like that woman. Liu Jai's mindset changed really fast. She immediately caught up to Zhang Peng, raised the gun and fired. Zhang Peng was crawling forward as fast as he could. This shot only hit his thigh. That made him suffer from extreme pain. "Don't kill me." Liu Jai fired another shot at him to finish him off. Zhang Peng went completely silent. "All right, he's dead already." I nodded approvingly and took the gun back after she came back to her senses. Liu Ji gradually accepted the fact that she had killed someone. The churning feeling in her stomach was impossible to hold back anymore. She turned her head and started vomiting violently. I walked over to the last underling. "No, boss." "Grandpa, you're my real grandpa. Don't kill me, I surrender." "From now on, I'll bite whoever you tell me to bite. Please spare my life." After a long while, Liu Ji, who had vomited till there was nothing left to heave, finally walked over to me with red eyes. She tried to say something, but didn't dare to speak in the end. "Leave." "Go home." I turned around and walked towards Wudong. Liu Jai stared at the corpses scattered on the ground, and the people killed by Brother Long yesterday. Her resolve gradually grew stronger. I have to stay alive no matter what. We had no idea where Gudong and his gang were right now. We didn't run into them at all. Liu Jai froze the second we got home. The dining table was loaded with all kinds of seafood and beer. The fragrant rice was still steaming hot. The house was clean and tidy. The air smelled like a mix of tobacco and a light sweet scent. Most importantly, it was super warm in here. When Suhi saw me come back, she immediately came up to greet me with a bow. "Welcome home, master." Only then did Liu Jai get a clear look at Suhi's face. She was instantly blown away by how beautiful she was. "So pretty. This is the new maid. Show her the rules around here. I don't want to see either of you mess up." After giving the order, I just sat down at the table and started eating. "Yes, master," Suhi replied, and looked up at Liu Ji. She was also stunned by Liu Ji's looks. What a gorgeous woman. Her figure and aura are even better than mine. For a second, a sense of crisis rose in Suhi's heart. She had to take this chance to establish her authority. She couldn't let this girl take all of Master's favor. "Come with me. Go to the bathroom and get cleaned up first." With that, she crawled on her knees towards the bathroom. Liu Ji froze on the spot. She was just about to follow a couple steps when Suhi stopped and stared at her sharply. "Once you step through this door, you are Master's maid." First rule of the maid code. Without Master's permission, you are not allowed to stand or walk. Liu Jai was frightened by her tough attitude. She thought about slamming the door and leaving, but remembering what just happened and the gun I had, she immediately knelt down just like Suhi. I was eating the mantis shrimp that Suhi had peeled earlier, and nodded in satisfaction. Looks like this maid is improving really fast. No wonder she was a social elite. She adapts to new identities really well. She deserves praise. In the bathroom, Suhi carefully cleaned Liu Ji up. Both of them stayed silent. "Sis, why is this room?" "Don't ask questions you shouldn't ask. You must respect and fear, master, or you won't even know how you died." Liu Jai went silent. She couldn't understand what Suhi had gone through to end up like this. Suhi looked at Liu Jai's figure. Her sense of crisis grew stronger and stronger. She unconsciously pressed harder with her hands. "Sis, when do you think someone will come rescue us?" "Never mention that again. Meeting Master means we're already saved. Don't you get it yet? Women like us, if we don't have Master, what do you think will happen to us?" Half an hour later, Liu Jai followed Suhu out. I had just finished eating too. I grabbed an Australian lobster and tossed it in front of her. "Good job." Liu Ji felt a twinge of envy when she saw it. Who would have thought you could eat hot Australian lobster in the apocalypse? This is way too luxurious. I looked over at her. and slowly broke into a smile, staring at the data on the system panel. I couldn't help but nod in satisfaction. Looks like not all streamers rely entirely on beauty filters. Some actually have real looks to back it up. The situation in JUN community kept getting worse. Every building had its own building tyrant. They formed violent gangs just like the mob, and took full control of the entire building. The snow was so thick that it acted as a cushion. You wouldn't die instantly if you jumped down. Most people got stuck deep in the snow, either suffocated to death or waited slowly for death to come in the freezing cold. Screams and wails echoed nonstop, constantly wearing down everyone's nerves. On Wudong's side, Lin Hao called over a dozen people into the room. Besides supplies, we've also taken in over 20 people who can work. Next step, we follow the plan.